Tungal woke up in a dark and wet place. His arms were attached to the wall and his feet on the ground by chains. He noticed that his inquisitor clothes had been replaced by a jute tunic. He looked at his legs. The injuries were covered by bandage. However, it was difficult for him to move. A door opened. 5 persons came in, 2 commissars, 2 jailers, and an archimaster of the temple. One of the jailers opened the door of the jail. The archimaster entered. "You wanted to see me? Well, I think it is done now. I am here to decide about your punishment. I will ask you 5 questions, and you will have to respond." The 2 commissars went beside the prisoner. "In first, why do you team up with an alchemist?" "I needed help to save my regiment," said Tungal. "Why don't you kill the priest of Trismerk?" "I can't decide if he remains deaf or saving a child." The archmaster made a sign to the jailers. One of them went to search an iron mark of penance and put it on the fire. "Third question. Why didn't you help Cedrus to kill that alchemist?" "Because he killed one of my inquisitors," responded the prisoner. "Rangar and that priest, Astemis, have disappeared. Where did you tell them to go?" The captain didn't respond. The archmaster made a sign to one of the jailers. His one taken the mark, now red hot, and put it on the torso of Tungal. The pain was terrible. After a few minutes, the jailer removed the mark. "Now, you know what is the cause of your silence. So, this is my last question. Why did you carry that alchemist until the end of the mountains? So, did you fall in love for her?" "I only helped a woman who was going to die." "You lost your discernment. As an inquisitor, you should have killed that alchemist. I will decide your punishment. You will know it in a few days, but before, the Great Temple will mark you." He made a sign to the jailer, who used again the mark until Tungal lost consciousness. He woke up in the dark. His burn still horribly painful. He saw in front of him a water jar and a loaf of bread. Tungal was angry. He didn't eat anything since his arrestation. He tried to reach it, but the chains were too short. He got stuck right in front of the mill. A long moment passed like this. The anger started to be painful. At this moment, a commissar and the 2 jailers entered in the cell. The commissar approached the mill from the prisoner. This one held out his hand, when the foot of the commissar crushed it. "I was sure you deserve that mill," said the torturer. "So, you want her to tell us about Hayes?" Tungal saw a possibility to explain himself. "Yes, I shut up, heretic. You lose the right to speak here." He took a knife from his pocket and cut deeply the left hand of Tungal. Then he gave to the captain a pen in a bottle and a parchment. The former inquisitor took the pen. Then he realized that the bottle was empty. He looked at his injured hand. Slowly he saw the point of the pen in his blood and started to write on the paper. The repeated insertion of the point in his wound was horribly painful. When he finished, the commissar taken back the paper. Then he placed his closed hand on the wound and slowly opened it, dropping salt in the blood. In leaving, he kicked in the mill and left. One of the jailers followed him. The other got closer to the prisoner, took his left hand, rinsed it with water, then placed bandage on it. After this, he gave him some bread and left. The other days were similar. His only contact was a jailer who bring him food. Step by step, he loses the notion of time. He started to think that he would never get out when the Archmaster of the temple came to visit him. I decided of your fate. The information you wrote on the paper were absurd. Moreover, you team up with an alchemist. In my opinion, you're mad. For this reason, I will not condemn you to the purifying fire. You will just be hanged. Your execution will take place in 3 days. The two jailers come to remove him from his chains. They bring him to a new cell, similar to the first one, but with a little aperture in one of the walls. Then they attached him on the wall. The captain did not know why they changed his cell. Then he realized that the window will allow him to count the days he still have. The 2 first days passed slowly. He felt his anguish rise. He hoped that Tungal would be able to find a solution for the haze. The night before the 3rd day, he heard the jailers. His blood froze. He didn't expect them to search him so early. Generally, the execution took place at dusk. The 2 persons get close to the cell doors. The first started to open the door when the other one crushed his head on the bars. Then he entered the cell, opened the chains, and raised the prisoner. "We go," said the jailer. "He bring Tungal until the battlement. We will jump in the moat. Then we will escape by the sewers." Before the captain had the possibility to talk, the jailer pushed him and he jumped. They swam until an opening. They entered in it. The jailer helped the prisoner to reach a dock. "I bring new clothes," he said, opening a wood box. "Take that." Tungal received civilian clothes and a short dagger. "Could you turn around?" said the other. His voice had changed, looked familiar. The former inquisitor executed himself. After a little time, he received the permission to return. In the first time, he can't trust what he saw. The people in front of him was supposed to be deaf. "Hello again," said Idris. "Don't worry, I'm not a ghost, thanks to Angar." I'm so sorry," said the captain. "I know I'm a failure. I spent my life to follow a lie and..." Tungal stopped. The young woman took him in arms. "You should not be so hard with yourself. You just follow the only way the temple showed you. I forgive you." "Why?" said the captain. "Because of me you..." "I know," she said. "I also know who carried me until that rock, and who refused to give information about my father." She stepped aside and took a torch finally. She lit it and turned to Tungal. "Let's go," she said.